What are we calling this?
So hello everyone.
Hi guys.
Welcome to the first kind of anime review thing that we do.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're watching this and you don't know and you need some context, in our Christmas podcast, I think
What's wrong with your voice?
What do you mean?
In our Christmas podcast.
In our Christmas podcast, we picked out, or we didn't pick out, but we got two random anime assigned to us that we were to watch
through like a generator.
Yeah. So it's like seriously, we positioned the mic so she's not super close to it, and then she just moves closer to it. Anyway, so we both got one anime to watch each. We both watched the first episode of it, and then we review the episode. We don't watch each other's anime.
Yeah, so I don't know what. I only know what his is.
Yeah, so the one I got was called Embracing Love, which is a
wow,
which is like a yaoi one, which is gay.
And I don't know what
non-weebs out there.
The one I got is called
Agent Aika.
Agent, yeah, okay, and mine.
Yours is the complete opposite. Yours is like
so he got a male gay love story, and I got the all female panty shots. So
yeah. So
you can go first. I'll let you go first because yours is
all right.
Or will I go first? Because I feel like yours is more interesting.
No, mine probably wasn't. I'll give you a rundown of what mine was. So there's two dudes.
Yeah.
We'll call them blonde guy and brown hair guy.
What are their actual names?
Can't remember. One of them is called Kato.
Alright, never mind.
So they're both like adult video actors, like gay porn actors.
Alright.
And they both auditioned previously for a TV show or something. And one of them got the role, and then the other didn't, and they were like, the other one was like jealous and stuff. And that was like the start of their rivalry or whatever. And so,
are they friends initially?
No.
Okay.
So that's over. That was in the past. Now there's like a new movie that's going to be made, and they both auditioned for it again, I think, and I think they both get the role. Or like they both get like leading roles, but one of them is like the main role or something. I can't really.
Right, that's fine.
Not really sure. So they're both in the movie. I don't know if it's like a proper movie or if it's just like a gay porn movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So they're both like kind of rivals and stuff. And
there's a lot of sexual tension between them.
There is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that like every time they're on screen, they're like having sex. Well, they're supposed to be acting out the sex, like acting, but then like the blonde guy actually enters the dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you see his dick?
No, you don't see anything. All you see is nipples. You don't even see a butt.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Which is fine with me.
That's so disappointing.
Yeah. So yeah, just, stuff happens. They become a couple. And then their manager, who is also a gay dude, invites them over to his house, and they're there. And the manager has a little bitch boy beside him, like a classic bottom. And he's like, "Welcome to my home. This is my cousin and lover, Yukihito."
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that what you laughed at?
That was what I laughed at. Because it was out of nowhere. And then, so the manager is like, so I'm writing a new novel, and it's about 4 homosexuals who have a kind of like a very loose relationship between each other.
Yeah.
Polyamorous, is that the word? Yeah. And so he's like, I'm not a very good writer, so I'm gonna need us to possibly act this out for me so I can kind of work things out. So the two actor dudes, one of them, the brown hair guy, wasn't originally up for it, but the blonde hair guy was like, don't be a bitch. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So the manager pairs up with blonde hair guy, and the bottom pairs up with brown hair guy. So they start. Blonde hair guy starts sucking the manager off, and then.
But how do you know? You don't see anything.
Well, it was like very. You see him going. You just don't see the dick.
Okay.
And then on the couch next to them is the other two, and the brown hair guy is kind of like, spooning the other guy and kind of pulling his pants and feeling him up and stuff. But the bottom like isn't into it because he like loves the manager and stuff. And then so it gets all tense because like the bottom like really isn't into it, and the brown hair guy can't tell because he's kind of like seduce mode. But the other two are like looking over and like, ooh, it's not going well over there. And then the bottom makes a face like really not into it, and the other two are like, no. And the blonde hair guy pulls brown hair guy off.
Yeah. And
then the manager cuddles the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, like cradles him. It was so like dramatic. It was quite funny.
Because they were like, we can't accidentally rape.
Yeah.
When you say the little guy, does it look like a child?
No, he's like an adult, but he's like petite. Not petite, but like, he's not like muscly like the other dudes.
It's like,
he's just a bish boy,
Alright.
Yeah.
So the Japanese are usually very weird when it comes to petite characters.
We'll get to that when we probably come to yours. So, yeah, then that happens, and then nothing really happens for the rest of it. There's like some more dramatic scenes. They have one funny part was the two actors were in the dressing room, and the blonde guy feels like he's in love with brown hair guy, but brown hair guy's like, no, you're fucking not, dude. We're just actors. But the blonde hair guy's like, but I might be. And so I can't remember. It was something to do with like, brown hair guy was like, well, if it was something to do with women, and then the blonde hair guy was like, okay, then you treat me like a woman or something. So he gets on the couch and he pulls up his top and he's like licks his middle finger like really like grossly, and then like plays with his nipple, and the brown hair guy is like, that's fucking gross. Like he actually says it. It's like, you should, you're better than that.
Wow.
Yeah. So then at the end, brown hair guy gets home from like a night out, and goes home, goes to open the door, and the blonde hair guy opens his door, and they get caught by a paparazzi because they're not supposed to be couples or whatever. Yeah. So that was mine.
Not much of a story.
Embracing
really.
Love. Yeah, it was pretty shit. What about yours?
No. Would you recommend it?
Oh God, no.
Were you into it?
It was very softcore.
So no, he's not
like
into it.
if you wanted to watch it to get off,
I see.
you would not reach any climax. So yeah.
You like talk really raspy a lot. You're like, I don't know why.
My throat gets, I don't know, it's from...
Because you're not talking normally.
What do you
like
mean?
You would usually talk.
It's because I have to be, I don't know,
Why?
being more energetic, so my voice goes...
So your voice goes lower when you're energetic?
Well, how do I normally talk? Like that?
Like that, yeah. But now you're talking like, and then...
I don't know.
It's a bit strange. That's all I got from his storytelling, really.
Thanks.
Well, mine, I guess, had a bit more depth in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine was about, I think it was, do you know how Japan has a bunch of islands off of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
So Japan has sunk.
All of Japan?
Well, Tokyo has. And so at the beginning anyway, there was...
Only Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, which was a bit strange. So I'm assuming because Tokyo... Well, they mentioned a few other cities, so I'm guessing like all of Japan has sunk. So it started off anyway with a hostess in a boat, and a bunch of tourists, and like sitting down, and the hostess was like basically giving you the backstory of everything about how it's a sunken place and how if you look over there.
Is she a hostess or a tour guide?
Oh, tour guide. Sorry, yeah. And she mentioned
very different things.
She mentioned Saitama, so I was like, oh my god,
that's a region in Japan.
I know it's a region in Japan, but I was like, maybe the guy watched that and he was like, Saitama's a good name. Oh, Saitama's also a place. Oh, I'll name it after this. So she's talking about it, and then she's like, if you look underneath, then you can see like the wreckage of Tokyo, and then it goes,
cool.
and then if you look also, you can see a submarine.
Ooh.
Yes, and
like a usable one, or is it
a usable one? So inside of the submarine, there is the woman Aika, and she is like obviously in charge of the submarine, but like so the air hostess, it's just giving like a really peaceful, serene talk, and if you look over there to the left, and everybody looks to the left, you can see the what are they called, to the towers in the water that are red.
Torii.
Yeah, you can
Torii gates?
Maybe. She was like, you can see the Torii gates, and then it's just a shot of behind, very low, looking up her skirt, and it's like still the serene, like they used to be at this type of angle. I'm like, what? It's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Anyway, so I thought that was funny, just because it's like,
you laughed a few times during yours.
Yeah, because it was just ridiculous. Like, do guys get off at this? Like it's just so unnecessary. Anyways, that's the only word I can think to use. So in the submarine is I think it was the girl Rian, and Rian is I keep thinking Saitama now. Aika's sister or cousin.
Are they lovers?
No, but
mine's got 1 point over yours.
No, so I don't think you see. You don't see Aika yet. So Aika's sitting down below, and Rian is sitting above her.
Right.
So you don't see Aika. You only see the shadow of her head.
Are they in like the control deck or something?
Yeah. Okay. So like they're in the submarine guiding and stuff. So you have no idea who Aika is. You don't even know that there's an Aika there. You just see a black head, like in between the legs of Rian. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Yeah. Because it was like a black screen, and then there's like a girl like making moans and like noises because it's like tough to navigate.
Sure.
But and then it shows her with the black head, and then I was like, oh wow, all right, I didn't know this is this type of episode. But yeah, so then it like everything comes clear, and it's just Aika sitting there. Too many panty shots throughout the whole thing.
When I was making I made up the thumbnail for this beforehand, and I just looked up the anime, and like every image was panty shots.
Every woman has her, and it's all the same white panties.
Yeah.
There's nothing different. It's just all white. And I'm like, I don't understand how guys get off on this, because it's like, it's just all the same ass. I don't understand. Alright, so basically their job is to, and they have competition. Their competition is called Gust. So their job is to collect wreckages and sell them.
Right. Wreckages
of Tokyo, and sell them as like whatever historical parts or whatever that people are looking for to buy. Investors are looking to buy. Right. So Gust is like trying to take a... Anyway, that's not important. Let's get to the juicy stuff. So you find out that Aika and the niece, it's very weird because the niece is like calls the president of the company daddy. So I was like, all right, this is a bit weird. And he's like, don't call me daddy, I'm Mr. President when we're working. And I was like, okay, I don't know what their relationship is. Maybe he is the dad.
Probably.
I don't know. Yeah, still a bit weird.
I don't think like the whole daddy thing is a big thing in Japan.
I don't know.
Yeah. Continue.
So they're not getting any business because apparently the dad doesn't agree with selling the parts to like off the market people or something, because he has a lot of pride with his company,
right.
But they're going under, they've got a lot of loans. So Aika takes a job that she that her daddy was turning down a lot that the president of the company was turning down a lot. She takes the job and he's like really kind of pissed. He's like, we're better than this, we shouldn't be doing this. And there's a shower scene of her completely nude and you see her boobs and you see her ass, which like really pisses me off, that you can see you can see every woman's ass in this, but you can't see two male asses.
The closest it got in mine was when the camera panned down just after the blonde guy had fucked the other guy during while they were being filmed. Like, you couldn't see anything because of the blanket covering them, but when the blonde guy got up and went away, the camera panned down over the brown hair guy.
Yeah. And
it was just like, it cut off like just before it would get to his genitals. But that's like the most you got, really. That's really
really annoying, because like you could see the slits of their vagina through the panties. It wasn't like just a panty shot. It was like you could also see their slit.
Right. It's a horrible word.
I know.
I hate.
What?
I hate that word.
The slit?
Yeah, to describe it.
Well, what else could you call it? The center?
Groove.
Yuck.
Valley.
Yuck. So anyways, so she's like she goes to the business meeting with the people that she's not supposed to be there with. And Gust is there as well, because Gust wants in on the job.
I thought Gust was
her competition, but they're both doing the job to get the wreckages to give to that person who's going to pay them for it. So, and they'll make like 300 million yen each. And I was like, oh, that's a lot. But I guess maybe at that, like in that future.
Million.
Yeah, but like in the future.
3 million.
Yeah.
Euro.
Yeah. But like maybe their currency is like.
True.
In the future. Yeah. That's it. That's the word. Inflation. So they're like talking with the business people, and all of a sudden you hear like the security guards like, not die, but like, get beat up, outside of the limos, and they go out and there's a bunch of women beating up the men, and like, they don't for some reason ever use their fists or arms. It's just all kicks, so it's just all panty shots. And even when the camera pans and shows those women after fighting Aika, they're all like on the ground. Like, it's still, all of their skirts are up and all of their asses are like out. Like, you can see their asses as well as the panties not covering their whole butt. Man. And then this woman comes out and she's like the pimp, she's like in charge of all of those, all of the women. It's very weird. It's very weird because she is kind of like a pimp. She's like, there's one scene even where one of her girls is like, not like, comes in and she's like, miss whatever, have this job or this update. And like, there's a woman bent over on a table and like all of the girls are around her and her ass is like red and 2 girls are holding sticks to hit her ass. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this? So anyway,
yours sounds much more interesting.
It was interesting, but Aika, anyway, she goes after she meets up with that Miss Nina, I think was her name. After she meets up with Miss Nina and takes the job, and Gust takes the job, they're about to start and they're about to leave the following day. And she's talking to so the shower scene. So she like showers, she's naked. She looks over at a corset, a golden corset. It covers her boobs as well as her stomach. So some corsets are only around the waist, but like this is with boobs as well, while showing cleavage. And it's got a bow in the center.
Is that called a bustier?
I don't know. So she's
got
like
a what in the middle, sorry?
a bow.
Oh.
It's all gold and it's got a bow. So she but like I was kind of like, is that Aika? Because she had really long blonde hair, whereas Aika always had like up. So I was like, okay, is this the same person or is this a new character? But it's the same person, because you see her then the next day with the president wearing that gold thing with a suit jacket over, because she's very like profesh. But still, for some reason, always wearing a skirt with panty shots. I just don't understand. So he's like, we're better than this, and she's like, it's okay, and I'm wearing this, and he's like, it must be make this the last time that you wear it. And I was like, that's a bit weird. It's just a corset. So anyways, she takes off in a helicopter. No, not a helicopter. Like one of those war planes. There's not a helicopter. It's like a plane with those triangular ones. Anyways,
like a stealth bomber.
Kind of. Like I know what a stealth bomber is. And Gus takes off in one as well. And then all of a sudden, the Miss Nina is like foiling their plans, and and so she has like missiles that she's throwing at them, and all of this from down below on the water. She's like, she has missiles and whatever. So Aika's plane gets damaged. She's like they're about to like tumble to the sea, when an eye pops out of the bow. And she's like, I didn't call you. And the thing is like, oh no, but you need me. And it like turns into tentacles.
Oh my God.
Out of nowhere, she gets fully nude, sitting down. Like I didn't want this. And then she starts moaning because it's being really rough with her, because it's metallic silver tentacles. And it like turns into two hands, and one is clasping against both of her boobs and the other one is clasping against her crotch. And that apparently turns into an outfit, but an outfit that's like not even a fucking outfit. Because it's like she just, that part of her skin just changed color, because you can still see her tits and her nipples, you can still see. And she like starts moaning, and she's like, why'd you have to be so rough? Anyway, the thing helps her start the plane up again. Yeah, out of nowhere. I'm like, what? Anyways, the thing helps her start the plane up again, and she also changes. So she goes from being a fair-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman, Aika, to
Aryan.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
To
the Nazis.
Oh no. To dark skin, I forget what color eyes, and like I think it was either purple or blue hair. I forget because there was a lot going on.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. Anyway, she turns completely into a different person. And the last shot there was they were by rocks, and she was lifting Rian, because Rian went into the helicopter or the plane with her without her knowing. Yeah, she was just there for additional shots. So, oh, and by the way, the pimp woman never seems to, like, she was fighting and doing the missiles and launching the missiles and stuff. She was wearing a lab coat and a bra and underwear underneath. But like the lab coat was like obviously showing everything. But I was like, what type of outfit is that? And she was in her own plane as well, with just the lab coat on, the black underwear and bra. Anyway, I don't know. I was like, oh, this is a bit strange.
Maybe all her normal clothes got burned off by some lab experiment.
I don't know, man. What else?
So that was the end of the episode?
No, so the pimp lady has a brother who is like her pimp. Yeah, so her older brother is in charge of it all. And the last thing you see, anyway, is Aika, or whatever her new name is, by rocks helping Rian up, who is unconscious, and then a huge ship comes and stops with a bunch of like guns and cannons and everything facing her, with the brother pimp holding his sister in his arms, who's like unconscious and like her boobs out, and not her boobs, like she's still wearing the bra with the lab coat, but yeah, and that's the last shot. They're just like doing a standoff stare to each other.
Yours sounds way better.
So like he's definitely gonna try to attack her, and then that fucking outfit is gonna disappear, and she'll be naked and fully naked, and then there'll be tentacles helping her out.
Yeah.
So that's what the next one will be, really.
So
there's more story in mine.
So would you recommend? Would you watch the rest of it? I don't, because no. There's only 2 episodes of mine, and I wouldn't watch the rest.
There's only 2 episodes of yours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there wasn't really much story.
Would you watch it, and would you recommend it?
Well, I don't know what I would get out of it. You know, I suppose there's 2 weird things. So if I say I would watch it again, it would only be because
boobs and panty shots.
No, because the boobs and panty shots are like copy and pasted boobs. Like, you know,
they all look
old
like
school anime boobs are just all the
balloons.
Same. Yeah. And the everybody's like asses they just look the same. And considering how that is the only, well, I guess the story, like, it could be good. Like, I don't really care about the story.
You're only there
because it's so well, like, the story is so shit. So, well, I don't know. So I would watch it maybe, but I'm not gonna. Realistically, I'm not gonna watch it. Yeah. I really wouldn't. Like, I'm gonna sit down and read my book. I'm not gonna sit down and watch it. It would be okay to watch if you're looking for something raunchy to watch with, I guess, a bit of story that you could follow along with. I would recommend that. But if you're looking for something a bit more, then no, I wouldn't.
Fappable too.
Yeah, kind of. Or just a bit more, not to get you fapping, but I guess something to get you turned on while you're also like, okay, I could still watch this and not fap, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's not the type of show.
Cool.
Yeah.
So both of them today we wouldn't recommend to really anybody.
Well, I would recommend if you're looking for just something visually pleasing, but like also story.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. But like, I don't know, it's pretty shit too. I don't know what you guys are into. I don't know what you want to watch. I'm not going to watch this anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of annoyed though. You got nothing fun to watch, really.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe next time.
Yeah.
There's a whole host of possibilities out there. I could get the same one.
That's true. Oh, can we have a look at what the next one should be?
No, that'll be in the next podcast that we record.
Oh.
So,
fine.
If you want to find out if you enjoyed our review of Embracing Love
and Agent Aika,
tune in to our next podcast and see what we end up getting. see what random anime we get next time.
Yeah.
And then there'll also be another review on Patreon as well, or whatever. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. So thanks for watching.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you guys.